She breathed deeply and tried to think clearly. Well, my job is everything to me. Kahit kailan di ako sinaktan ng career ko. So if I'm to choose between you and my job, I would gladly choose the latter. Kitang-kita ni Valerie kung paano nagsalubong ang kilay ng binata. Fine, sigaw ni Lawrence. I'm having my secretary fly here with your laptop first thing tomorrow morning. Ano pa bang kailangan mo? Just my phone, my laptop, and some clothes. We'll shop tomorrow. You don't need to get your old clothes. My clothes aren't old. Pagtatama niya. I just think this is the beach so we should get some beach-appropriate clothes. He walked into the bathroom at kumuha isang puting bathrobe doon. Go on, take a bath. I'll order in some food before we sleep. Inabot niyang bathrobe and stepped inside the bathroom. Aren't you going out? On second thought, we can take a bath together if you want. Seryosong offer nito. Oh no, not this time. The sound of the ocean was that woke Valerie up. Medyo maliwanag na rin. Puti ang mga kortinang tumatabing sa kwarto nila, kaya mabilis nakapasok ang liwanag. Dahan-dahan binuksan ni Valerie ang mga bata to see herself on a huge bed facing a beachfront view na natatakpan ng see-through na puting kortina. She can somewhat see the crystal blue waters of the beach. It was a sight to see. Uupo sana siya para matingnan to ng maayos ng maramdaman na may mabigat na bagay sa bewang niya. It was an arm, and it belonged to a sleeping naked Lawrence. She tried to escape his grasp pero mas lalong humigpit ang yakap ito sa bewang niya, kaya napilitan siyang gisingin to. Wake up! Bulong niya kay Lawrence at tinapik to ng marahan. His eyes fluttered open and he smiled upon seeing her. I am dreaming, ain't I? She wasn't impressed. Hindi ka nananaginip. Unfortunately for me too. Now can you let go? I want to stand up and go out to see the beach. Oh, sorry. Lawrence unwrapped himself from her sat up. She quickly stood as soon as she set her free. In just her bathrobe, naglakad siya pababa ng villa nila. Lawrence was just right behind her. Binuksan niyang front door and went out to the terrace to take in the sea breeze. This is amazing, she whispered, mostly to herself. Pero nandoon sa tabi niya si Lawrence and was quick to hug her from behind. I know. I wish I could wake up like this every day. Mabilis siyang kumawala sa yakap ito at hinarap ito. Can you wear something? Naka-boxers ka lang. Baka makita ka ng mga empleyado mo. It's fine. They are used to seeing in my bench trunks and around here anyway. Nainis si Valerie sa isipin na halos hubad na itong nakakita ng ibang mga babaeng empleyado nito doon. You're staring at my crotch. Nakakalokong pansin ni Lawrence. Are you fantasizing about me in broad daylight, Valerie? She quickly lifted her gaze back to his eyes. It's not that impressive. And she turned around to gaze at the beach again. I wanna go swimming. I'm going swimming now. Are you even wearing something underneath that robe? Pahaba na sigaw ni Lawrence sa likod niya. She quickly removed her robe, drop it on the sand and dip into the water. You've got to be kidding me. Galit na sigaw ni Lawrence na makitang nakapanties lang siyang lumubog sa tubig. She swam farther away from the shore nang marinig na sumunod si Lawrence sa paglusong sa tubig. But he was quick enough to chase after her under the water. Thank all your gods no one is around because I will be a murderer kung may nakakita sa iyong hubad. I'm not naked. I have my underwear on. Pagdadahilan pa ni Valerie. You're not wearing a bra. Oh, cut it out. This villa is secluded, just as you said. Now leave me in peace. I won't. You can swim but with me. She controlled her anger and just looked at him emotionlessly. Fine, release me then. He did as was told, pero nakatitig pa rin to sa kanya as she swam away. Valerie tried to relax and enjoy the calm waters. She has never had a vacation in a year. Naging busy siya sa iba't ibang mga proyekto niya nitong mga nakaraang buwan. Her mother was involving her in a lot of projects already. Naramdaman niyang iniisip na nitong ibigay sa kanya ang pamamahala ng foundation nila. She would be thrilled if that's the case. But for now, this vacation is worth everything. As she was enjoying the waters, narinig ni Valerie ang tawag na isang babae mula sa terasa ng villa nila. She turned around to see all women with long, black hair waving at her husband. Lawrence got out of the water and was now walking to the woman in just his boxer shorts. Galit na sinundan niya ng titig ang mga ito. The woman sat on one of the terrace lounge chairs and Lawrence was quick to sit across her. She couldn't hear what they were talking about, kaya dali-dali siyang umahon sa tubig at sinuot muli ang bathrobe. Mabilis niyang nilakad pabalik ng terasa at ginita ng bisita. Hi, Miss Valerie. Batay ng babae sa kanya at tumayo para makipagkamay. Hi. She greeted Bat and accepted her hand. Who is this young lady, Lawrence? She quickly asked the naked hunk sitting down beside her, after giving him a quick kiss on the lips in front of the beautiful visitor. Jana, Miss Valerie. I'm Jana. I brought everything you need. I even managed to get your laptop and purse from the party. I also took the liberty to get you some clothes from the nearest mall here. It's all in your living area now. Wow, thanks, she said, shocked after realizing she was his secretary. Great, thanks, Jana. I just need to be updated on the current progress of the additional investors for this resort. If you can just leave the papers and the presentation in my email. Yes, sir, definitely. I left the printed copies on your kitchen counter. Ever so reliant. Masayang kwento ni Lawrence. Anyway, do you want anything? Coffee? No, sir, I'd better be on my way. I don't want to intrude in your pre-honeymoon. Alright, thanks, Lawrence said. Goodbye for now, sir, Miss Valerie. I hope to see you a lot more often now, miss. And she walked off the path back to the main clubhouse. Nakatitig lang si Valerie sa likod ng figura ng paalis na babae. And when the woman was far enough, she commented, Your secretary is too pretty and smart. I've never met her before, because he never visited me in the office, he said and stood up to go inside. Well, I know how much you love to be surrounded by beautiful women. Smart women, he corrected. I like smart, efficient women at work, but like a particular smart, beautiful, kind-hearted, sexy woman on my bed, he said, looking at her with so much lust in his eyes. What breakfast do you want? She asked, changing the conversation and walking towards the kitchen. You, he answered, trailing behind her. There's bacon here. I'm gonna go get cooking. I plan to check at least some emails and call my parents in a bit. I'm sure they're worried, but now they aren't. I talked to your mom last night, remember? But my dad won't be thrilled to hear you kidnapped me after my engagement announcement with another man. Oh, come on, Valerie. Gael is probably off somewhere with Alondra. Stop playing a fool in this charade and just tell him the truth. Gael screwed up and you were just helping him. But it doesn't explain why I ended up going on a sudden beach trip with you. I already told you why, he quickly answered. But you are not just willing to listen. He grabbed a frying pan and nudged her aside as he started cooking the bacon she was holding. She was left dumbfounded. Valerie did not even bother speaking to Lawrence after breakfast. She just opened her laptop and started working in the terrace. Patapos na si Valerie na masagot lahat ng work emails niya, nang biglang tumunog ang personal phone niya. It was her dad. Hello, Dad? Where in the world are you, Valerie? Galit na sigaw ng ama niya sa kabilang linya. She saw Lawrence come out into the terrace in just his boxer shorts while still carrying a tray of food for her. Dad, I'm in Boracay. Lawrence then got alerted that she was talking to her dad. Why do I hear that you're out with your fiancé, but your fiancé's best friend? Dad, look, I can explain. But that goddamn boy. Maring utos ng ama niya. Dad, he's not a boy. You're making me sound as if I'm with a teenager. Then make him act like a grown man. Bakit kaya itataka sa walang pasabi kung maayos ang intensyon niya sa'yo? Patuloy pang sigaw ng ama niya. So Valerie had no choice. She extended the phone to Lawrence and just shrugged. Lawrence accepted it and answered, Yes, Tito? His voice remained even and normal. At dahil sumisigaw ang ama niya sa kabilang linya, narinig ni Valerie ang sinasabi nito kahit nasa tenga na ni Lawrence ang telepono niya. You goddamn kidnapped my daughter to be your plaything. Don't you have any shame? She's engaged. With all due respect, sir, I just saved your daughter from embarrassment, and she is not a plaything for me. I do plan to marry her. Marry her? You have been sneaking into our house since you were a young boy, climbing up my gates for the last years or so. At ngayon mo lang sasabihin sa akin na pakakasalan mong anak ko? Gulat na gulat si Lawrence sa sinabi ng ama niya, but so was Valerie. Oops, did her parents know all along? Patuloy pa rin sa pagsalita ang ama niya. I wanted to marry her off to Gerald's son, dahil gusto kong seryosohin mo ng anak ko. I think that rattled you, didn't it? I'm glad it worked, young man. I actually was not planning to really marry her off to a man she doesn't love, so I'm glad you woke up, dumbhead. Pero hindi ako sangayon sa ginawa mo ngayon na basta mo na lang siyang tatangayin nang walang paalam. Speak up, or I will send my soldiers there to kill you. Parang naistato si Lawrence sa litanyang iyon ng ama niya. Tito, I'm sorry. I didn't know you know. Well, I wanted to talk to your daughter alone for now. That's why I took her here in my resort. She is safe, I promise. Nothing happened between us. I just really want to talk to her. She has not agreed to my plan yet. Well, have you proposed? Sigaw ng ama niya sa kabilang linya. No, Tito, I haven't. Sagot ni Lawrence. Tanga ka pala talaga eh. She won't agree if you haven't even proposed. Kneel down and propose to her. You've been climbing up trees and fences for the past years. Siguro naman, marunong kang lumuhod, no? Okay, Tito. I will. Just give me time. I really need to talk to her and convince her to take me back. Kung hindi ka tatanga-tanga noon pa, you could have gotten her yes a long time ago, Lawrence said and looked at her sincerely. I know, Tito. I know how stupid I am, and I'm praying for it now. Lawrence then looked at her sincerely. I know, Tito. I swear and I'll make sure she has a ring on her finger when we return. Siguraduhin mo lang. Kundi pababaril kita sa luneta. Archie Blanco dropped the line and Lawrence was finally able to breathe. I felt like I was underwater and unable to breathe for the whole duration of that conversation. Napagod ako. Her face was all red and she was so confused. Did that conversation between Lawrence and her dad really happen? My dad knows about us and you sneaking in my room the last years. Nakakahiya. Wala na akong mukhang iharap sa kanila ni Mama. Seriously? That was your key takeaway in that conversation? How about the fact that I just asked your father and in marriage and he basically approved? Oh, I haven't said yes to that yet. She picked up the tray of food and went inside the house, leaving Lawrence to think by himself. Hindi na malayan ni Valerie na katulog pala siya pagkakain niya ng tanghalian. She woke up in bed again at may kumot na siya ngayon. Lawrence must have probably put the blanket over her dahil bukas ang aircon. She looked for him everywhere pero wala to sa kwarto kaya tumayo siya at bumaba. The clock says 6 p.m. at tumitig siya sa labas. God, it was sunset and it was so beautiful. Napalabas si Valerie sa terasa para titigan pa yun lalo and then she noticed there was a table with 2 chairs set up right beside the beach. Nasa loob to ng isang makeshift tent na naroon na wala naman kanina. She walked towards it and there were food laid out with a bottle of wine and some candles in the middle. I thought you would never wake up. Bulong ni Lawrence sa tenga niya. Napapitlag siya sa gulat at tinitigan to. What's all this? Narinig mo naman ang sinabi ng papa mo kanina, hindi ba? That I should, propose and kneel down? Well, she wouldn't want him to do that just because he was told to do so. She wanted him to do it because he wanted to. Hindi mo na kailangan gawin to, and I'm not even dressed properly for dinner. You look beautiful in anything, Valerie. He casually commented at hindi lang isang upuan. Come on, sit down. I want you to enjoy the food. This is specially prepared from a chef I've flown in from a resort in Italy. Pinirata ko siya para lumipat dito. Wow, she said while looking at the food. Eat. Hindi mo naubos ang lunch mo kanina. Your dad must have probably stressed you out. Umiling siya. You're the one who's stressing me out. He breathed deeply and sat across her. Pinaghiwa ng steak si Valerie before putting it on her plate with some mashed potatoes. She tasted the food and smiled. This is pretty good. Perfect for the sunset, right? I would have to agree, she said and continued to eat. I'm happy you liked it. Then there was silence between them. Lawrence opened a bottle of wine and poured some on both of their wine glasses. Thanks, she muttered while eating her steak and staring at the sunset. Valerie, I just want to say how sorry I am for hurting you. The past years, I'm sorry for being such a damn fool and for not realizing my feelings early on. He grabbed her free hand, the one not holding the fork as she chewed on her steak. She just stared at him, confused at what to feel. How she wanted to hear this from him for a long time now. Pero bakit di pa rin siya masaya? Parang kulang pa rin. May iba pa rin siyang gustong marinig. I know you might think that I just use you, but please know that I was sincerely your friend then. I would protect you from anything. Hindi ka nagka-boyfriend dahil naharang kong lahat ng lalaki nagkakagusto sa'yo. God, did you know I even threatened one of them in the boys' locker room in our university? I heard he's planning to invite you in our senior prom. Ang kapal na mukha ng lalaking yun. I clearly remember I was mad at you dahil hindi mo man lang sinabi sa akin na pupunta ka and that you would wear that hideous outfit. In my defense, I wanted to look mature then, she said. Mature doesn't mean revealing your breasts for everyone to see. She could see he was starting to get pissed with the memory. But then again, it's my fault. Muling pagbawi ni Lawrence. Had I had the guts to bring our relationship out into the open, then you wouldn't be forced to go with your brother to track me down. It was my fault. I'm sorry. That was a long time ago. She took a sip of wine just to control her emotions. He was starting to get in her walls now, and it doesn't look good. Stupid me for making you wait that long, he commented, and then he reached out to grab both her hands now. Valerie, I can't express how sorry. Stop apologizing. I have forgiven you. Nainis si Valerie sa kakasorry nito. I really don't deserve you. You are so kind-hearted and pure. That's why I feel I need to be with you. You need someone to protect you because people could abuse you with your kindness. I can very much take care of myself, thank you, she said while pulling her hands away from him. Valerie, help me out please. Ano pa bang kailangan kong gawin? It seems like whatever I say or do, you would hate me. Pagmamakaawa nito sa kanya ngayon. She just wanted to hear those words. She wanted to hear from 8 years from now. Does he want to marry her just because he wanted to protect her? Because she is too kind? Yun lang ba? Di ba siya talaga mahal nito? Ni katiting lang. I want you to marry me not because naawa ka sa akin, but it seems like that's how you feel. I'm not some pitiful woman, Lawrence. Yes, I might have waited for you for years, pero kaya ko mabuhay mag-isa nang wala ka. I can protect myself not because I'm kind. I'm vulnerable or naive. Really? Kaya pala nagpapagamit ka kay Gael? Mag-aaway na naman ba tayo about this? I'm sorry but I just can't help but if this is the proposal that you have prepared, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. If protection is what I want, I could just gladly hire security. She stood up at iniwan ang napkin niya sa upuan at pagkatapos nagsimulang maglakad pabalik ng villa. The nerve of that man. She thought she would finally hear those words from his mouth. She thought he wanted to marry her because he loved her. Pero mukhang ginawa pa siyang cherry case nito na kailangan ng proteksyon. Valerie, that's not what I meant. Habol na sigaw ni Lawrence sa kanya. She could hear him after her kaya mas bilisan niya pang lakad. Pumasok siya ng villa nila at tumakbo papunta sa kwarto. She wanted to lock herself alone in the room, but Lawrence was quick enough to enter before she could do so. Ano pa bang kailangan mo? I want to rest and be alone. Sigaw ni Valerie dito. Valerie, that's not what I meant. I want to protect you, yes, but it's not because you are naive or stupid. Then what? He kneeled down in front of her and grabbed her by the waist so she wouldn't be able to get away from him. I want to protect you for the rest of my life because I love you, Valerie. I've always loved you since we were kids. I've always wondered why I was so protective of you. You are my angel. I could never take my eyes off you. I don't want any other guy coming near you. At first, I thought it was because we grew up together, and I see you as a sister, but our quick, stolen kiss when we were just teenagers debunked that. I wanted to protect you, Valerie, because I love you. I'm sorry it took a long while for me to realize that. She felt like she was hit by a hurricane. The impact of his declaration of love left her reeling. Mabuti nilang hawak siya nito sa bewang. It has kept her standing upright because she felt weak now. Her chest was just unexpectedly full of joy. So this is how it feels like to have love returned. This is how mutual love feels like to have the person you love also love you back. It feels utterly amazing. You're crying? May nasabi na naman ba akong mali? Nag-aalalang tanong ni Lawrence while wiping her tears away. Babe, come on. Tell me and I will make it right. Oh, I know. I forgot something. He quickly fished for something from his pocket and he took out the black box from it. Lawrence opened it for Valerie to see a beautiful diamond ring. Valerie, will you marry me and spend a lifetime with me? He sincerely asked, and it made her cry all the more. Oh, Christ, please stop crying. Tell me what I did wrong, Valerie. He was panicking now, trying to wipe her tears away while also kissing her cheeks to make her feel alright. Nakatayo na tungay na tiyayakap siya. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm just so speechless and so happy. She managed to whisper in between sobs. So, you accept? He hopefully asked. Where's the ring? Lawrence gladly pulled out the box and the ring inside. He quickly slipped it on her fingers. I haven't said yes yet. She squealed in laughter. Oh, you don't have any choice. I would have forced it on you had you said no. He wiped her tears completely and kissed her tenderly on the lips. I'm sorry for being an asshole, but this asshole is all yours. I love you, Valerie. I love you too, Lawrence. So you will marry me, right? Yes. Finally. I thought your father would have to point a gun in my head first before you say yes. She laughed and then they kissed again, ending up with both of them in bed. As stern Ryan Blanco and Sarita Blanco welcomed both of them. Kakauwi lang ni Valerie at Lawrence galing Boracay, and Lawrence drove her home to also talk to her parents formally. It has been 2 days since they got engaged formally, matapos nang iyakan at tawanan nila sa secluded villa na iyon. I feel like your dad's gonna kill me. Bulong ni Lawrence sa kanya na papalapit na sila sa sala, at nakikita nilang animoy galit na mukha ng ama ni Valerie. Relax, she whispered back. Ma, Pa, bati ni Valerie and gave the both of them kisses. Sorry na delay ang uwi namin. Umulan kasi at nagpapatila pa kami. Hi, Tito, Tita. Bati ni Lawrence at tumalik din sa pisngi ng mama ni Valerie. He was supposed to shake hands with Valerie's father but he remained stoic. Mabutit na kabalik kayo kahit may bagyo. Masayang bati ni Sarita sa nilang dalawa. Si Archie po? Lawrence asked. Well, he hasn't come home yet. Something about a dare? That he has to live with his friend for a week just to fulfill a dare. Oh! Lawrence exclaimed. Di pa rin pala tapos ang dare na yun with Selena, a friend of Alondra that they met in Gal's birthday dinner. Anyway, dinner is ready. All Valerie's favorite. Halina kayo. Sarita led them to the grand dining hall. Umupo sa head chair ang ama ni Valerie at ang mama naman ay nasa kanan nito. So Valerie chose to sit to her dad's left side at tumabi naman sa kanya si Lawrence. Wow, Hama, you really didn't have to do this. Masayang komento ni Valerie after seeing all the food laid out in front of them. Oh, I know. We have something to celebrate about kaya nakapaganda talaga ako. Masayang wika ng mama niya. Meron nga ba? Nakakatakot ang tanong ng papa niya while eyeing Lawrence. Yes, sir. I formally proposed to your daughter. I promise you she'll come back with the ring on her finger, right? And she said yes. Natatawa si Valerie. Lawrence seemed so tense in front of her dad. Parang high school to rin na corner ng teacher sa recitation. Congratulations! This makes me so happy. Patingin naman, iha. Masayang wika ng mama niya while asking for her hand. She showed off her diamond ring to her mother, who squealed with joy. Sabi ko na nga ba't kayong magkakatuluyan sa huli? I never doubted it for a minute. Na-discover namin tumatakas ka sa bakod namin, Lawrence, nung nasa college kayo. Akala ni Manang Celia kasi may magdanakaw pero ikaw lang pala nung pinasabaybay namin ng sumunod na gabi. Masayang komento ng mama ni Valerie. Kung hindi ko pa tatakutin, hindi pa magpo-propose. Komento naman ng papa niya. Matapos sa ilang beses umakit ng bakod, I only tolerated you because you were my best friend's son. Hadn't you been someone else's son, ipapapatay kita right then and then. Dad, singit naman ni Valerie. Be nice. I'm really sorry, sir. I promise to take care of Valerie as always. Pa, Mom, how's Kael? Biglang tanong ni Valerie, steering the conversation elsewhere. She wanted to know kung nakapagpariwanig to na maayos kay Alondra matapos mawitness na talaga ang fake engagement announcement nila. Hindi namin alam. Have you told Kael about your plans to break the engagement and get married with his best friend? Magugulat marahil si Kael dahil hindi niya alam ang tukol sa inyo. Her mother said worriedly, Oh tita, he does know about us. Lawrence assured her mother. Pero ako nang bahalang kumausap kay Kael and also just in case, I can talk to Tita Celine and Tito Gerald. I'm sure they would need an explanation. Dapat lang. Matapos mong itana ng anak ko, kailangan mong paliwanag sa aming lahat. Singit muli ng papa niya. Pa, grabe ka naman. He proposed to me already. Aren't you happy for me? Pero pinaghintay ka ng ugok na yan. Hirit pa ng ama niya. Wala na si Valerie nasabi. I will make her happy, Tito. I'll do anything to make up for the last years. I love your daughter more than my life, Lawrence sincerely said. Siguraduhin mo lang. I will skin you alive should you choose to hurt my only daughter. Yes, Tito. She just hid her laughter in amazement at Lawrence. Ibang klaseng determinasyon nito ngayon. She is supremely happy now. Hindi ni Valerie alam na may sagot pala sa mga dasal at tinaing niya nitong mga nakarang taon. It did not matter now whether she waited for 8 years. All she knew was that she's happy now, with him, and that's all that matters. She reached out under the table to hold his hand, and he held it back with the same intensity. Now she's sure that they would be together forever. Makalipas ng isang buwan, nagpakasal na agad sina Valerie at Lawrence. Lubos ang ligayang nararamdaman ni Valerie dahil sa wakas ang 8 taong paghihintay niya na maging legal ang relasyon nila ni Lawrence ay nangyari na. Magkakasama na sila habang buhay at lalong pinadama ni Lawrence sa asawa ang kanyang pagmamahal. Masaya silang magkasama at bubuo ng isang masayang pamilya. At dito na po nagtatapos ang kabanata ng ating kwento. At sana'y muli niyo po ako samahan sa mga susunod pang istoryang pag-ibig. Maraming salamat po. Ingat po tayong lahat.